By 1855, over 300,000 fortune hunters had arrived in California, and the lone gold panners had been overtaken by large mining companies. Gold and other precious metals were being mined right across the high desert mountains, and boom towns appeared overnight in the most unforgiving of landscapes. I'm standing at about 8,000 feet above sea level. The hills here experience winds that can gust to 100 miles an hour. There are no trees, and in the winter the valleys here simply choke up with snow. So this would seem to be an unlikely place to build a town, but there is a town here. This is the town of Bodie, and for a period of just 4 years this town really boomed. What drew people here was gold fever. In the boom years, in the late 1870s, up to 10,000 people lived here in Bodie. There were 30 mines here. In just 1 year they mined over $3 million worth of gold ore. Out of nowhere came 2,000 buildings, a bank, a jail, a telegraph line, a railroad, 4 fire companies, and even a brass band. It's hard to imagine today, but if I'd been walking along here in Bodie's heyday, this would have been a street of buildings all the way along on both sides. In fact, it stretched for a solid mile. Bodie claimed to have the highest and widest main street in the land. I'm going to take a look around this remarkable place with Park Ranger Chris Spiller. Wow, this is some place. It's good to get in out of the wind, because Bodie's famous for the wind, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'm afraid so.
Quite a forsaken place.
Yes, and you can imagine how people felt that way, especially some of the wives and the children. There's a wonderful story about a little girl from San Jose who learned she was moving to Bodie, which was renowned for the bad men and the gunfights. And supposedly her prayer that night was, "Goodbye, God, I'm going to Bodie."
What was life like?
If you were a miner, you would work 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. You would be down in a vertical shaft, and then tunnels went out from the shaft. And it would be dark and dismal. Ventilation was not good. You could die from the built-up gases. You could even drown in a mine here. The groundwater table was very high. If you had a careless operator in the lift or the cage that was taking you down, that could send you and the car crashing down and kill you several hundred feet. The deepest mines were 1,200 feet.
What did the miners do for entertainment?
Well, we had the dance halls. You could dance with a girl for a dime down there. There was always a show going on. You could go out to Booker Flat. They had a horse racing track out there. You could go out and have a flutter on the horses. You also could watch the baseball team. They had the Bodie Mutts. They had the gambling halls. Those were very popular. And you had very grim-faced dealers. They always had a gun ready if anyone got out of hand.
When miners and their families moved on to the next big excitement, they were charged on the road, so they simply left most of their things behind. Wow, look at that. Goodness me. The mattresses are still on the beds. Even a pair of women's drawers lying on top there, but there were beds in Bodie that saw a different sort of action, weren't there?
Yes, there were. There was a big red light district on Bonanza Street in the north end of town. Prostitutes would entertain their clients in one-room cabins called cribs. They were not very glamorous if you think about Hollywood and portrayal of whorehouses.
So this is the general store. It's amazing.
Yes, it is.
There's still nails in the bins. The stock's still here. Redskin salmon, baking powder, brown chocolate, mechanics soap. This is a real glory hole. It's amazing. And there's the cash register.
Yes, still here.
You can really feel the atmosphere of this, can't you? How can I help you? What would you like? Yes, I've got 2 varieties. But this is the important bit.
Yes.
This is where they mine the miners.
This is where they mine the miners, yes indeed. A lot of people came out west to get rich, but then they discovered mining was pretty hard work, and they realized it was much more lucrative to go into business and provide the things that the miners needed.
It's wonderful. A real time capsule. I mean, to my mind, this really sums up, the gold rush. This is a boomtown. It grew from nothing to this. And you get a real sense of decadence in here. Mm-hmm. The range of materials still on the shelves is astonishing. Yes. But then, bust. It's all gone. The people have gone. They've just gone.
Right. They go on to the next big excitement.
Like so many parts of the story of the Wild West, the story of the mountains is one of great change. Both people and places come and go with the blinking of an eye.